Good afternoon, folks. Kimberly, Jesika reporting in live today from Hollywood, California. And I'm here with two special gentlemen. One of them, his name is Tim Lowry, and the other one is Mike Welch. I want to make sure I don't want to butcher anyone's name, because Lord knows I hate when people butcher my last name. And they are from DesertRock Entertainment. And these two young men have some inspiring, interesting, exciting things happening within DesertRock Entertainment and projects that they're working on in film that they're bringing to the Hollywood market and that they have brought to the Hollywood market that we are going to be discussing today. So I am so glad to be talking to you guys.
It's good to be talking to you, Kimberly.
Thank you. So Mike and Tim, it's my pleasure. I tell you, I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I had the opportunity to interview you guys before, and you guys are all over. You're at Canis. You're integrated with the community and schools and clubs and kids, and you have films coming out. And you really have a holistic, eclectic approach to the entertainment industry, and I find that very unique. And you're bold with your message, but you're loving. You're not bamboozling or, bulldozing anyone with it, but you're loving and you're inviting in your message. So I want you to share today, a little bit about your background and a condensed version of your background and what brought you to where you are and what's coming up next for you guys. And any one of you can go.
All right. Mike, why don't you start?
Okay, great. Well, Tim and I have both kind of been jack of all trades. We met 10 years ago in a 168-hour film festival. It's a festival where you make a Bible verse in a week. You make a film in a week based on a Bible verse. And Tim had done a film. I was working on, as part of the festival, I was the festival director that year. And Tim had worked on this incredible film where they had a Lear jet, they had all kinds of stuff, and I was just amazed that anyone could do anything like that in a week. And I said, well, I got to know this guy. And we met, and we went to work together at his company, and that's the beginning. Well, he had DesertRock there. That's when I joined DesertRock, and for the last 10 years, we had just been integrating faith and film. Both of us kind of came up in a environment where we were kind of put in different places to do different jobs. So we both wrote, we both directed, we both produced. We both, Tim did visual effects. We had done grip work. We had done gaffer work. We had done everything from getting coffee to, making complete films. So it was good for both of us because we got a really well-rounded education, in production all the way through from prep to post. And I think each of us has been credited and done probably 7 to 10 different jobs and sometime up to 5 on a single project. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been interesting, to handle that many hats sometimes. But I think it's helped us as a business because we understand, all the jobs, and as producers now, we're able to be able to use that knowledge to just, keep our budgets tighter and be able to do more things with less money. And I think that's kind of like in this environment, the way that the entertainment industry is going. It's important now that you can deliver quality on a budget. So
wow,
we've been focused in on a lot of that.
Wow, that's amazing. And so, coming to current, what are some of the projects that you guys are working on that you want the world to know about? Because when I was introduced to you guys were working on a project with a veteran, which that means the world to me because I'm a veteran. So you want to share a little bit about that project and tell us more about it?
Sure. That film is called 6 Days, and it's a story of a 94-year-old veteran. His name's Bill Harrison, and he survived 6 days on a raft in World War II after his ship sunk. And only 9 guys made it to the raft, and at the end of the 6 days, there was only 4 left. And the thing that drew me to the story was I was working at doing a radio station. We were creating a radio station for kids where we teach them how to operate the station. And I heard him speak at my daughter's school. And God just put on my heart, he said, you need to make a film on his story. And so I talked to him, and I realized that in the 70 years that he had been telling his story, nobody had documented it. And so we decided that that was the first thing that we wanted to do was, just bless him with that. And so we did a documentary just documenting his story in front of about 500 kids in a school, and just made him feel like a king. And
wow.
It was a beautiful thing. He touched the hearts of all these kids, and that's kind of how it started. And he had written a book, and my company decided to take that over and republish that through our publishing company. And it inspired me so much that I actually created a publishing company, and his book was the first one that we published, and it's called 6 Days on a Raft. And you can get that at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. And it was such an amazing story of true faith and survival. And in 70 years, he's been unwavering about his faith in God. And one of the great things is on that raft, he led the other 3 boys to Christ. And that's one of the things that our company, DesertRock, we've made a decision to stop using our talents just to make money, but to use our talents for God. And, we're not trying to shove, religion down anybody's throat, but we just want to share our heart and what God's doing in our life and see that glow and that joy be spread through the projects that we do that really show who God's love really is and not what, the world has been thinking God is.
Wow, what I went into the dreaming as you were talking. Like how you can kind of take yourself to that place when someone's telling a story, and even when you were telling it just now, I kind of went there mentally, visualizing what you were saying. Let me ask you this: have you found in Hollywood, you've dealt with huge numbers, huge budgets? Have you found that your service for Christ in Hollywood, has it hindered doors opening for you? Have you been shunned, or has it opened more doors for you? Has it made your journey that much easier? I know that was like 3 questions, but.
Right. Well, I think that we've really kind of stayed outside of the Hollywood system for a long time. And that was basically because 10 years ago when we started this and started learning how to make films the way God wanted us to, which was to be inspired by him and not be creative, which is a very hard thing to do. We're, as directors and producers, we want control of the situation. Well, to take that style of filmmaking into Hollywood is not accepted. They'd be like, what is that? So nobody was doing faith-based films like that, let alone having big budgets doing that. So we looked at that as saying this last 10 years has just been an education for us, a preparation for us to sharpen those skills, to sharpen being able to listen to him, focus in on what he wants to do, and be able to let him do that through us and let us be his hands and feet. And so we really didn't focus on that. In fact, what happened is we were doing a lot of stuff in Hollywood, and we kind of pulled back, and because we felt like there was something wrong with that system. It felt so phony. It's always that fake it till you make it. Everybody's putting on these airs, and one of the things that Mike and our heart was craving was just to be real. And said, God, let's break through all these barriers, because when you break through all of that, you find that a lot of people in Hollywood are hurting. They're wanting to be something else than what they are. They're always striving to be something better and not realizing that God's given them these amazing talents and they're already great. Each person is already amazing through the talents that God has already instilled in them. There's only one of you in this world. There's not 2 of you. There's not room for 2 of you. God created each one of us with unique talents. And so we just wanted to be able to open those doors and open the eyes of those people. And I think as we've been doing it, we've had people from Hollywood on our sets, and they come in and they go, wow, this is totally different. There's no egos on these sets. There's nobody screaming. You guys are actually taking the time to pray before you start. And if there's a problem, you guys stop and you pray, and things happen and miracles happen. We've never seen something like this before. And it's been so encouraging for them that they take that experience and they'll take that to other sets. And so we're excited to see where God is doing this, and what he's doing. And we're excited that we're getting the opportunity now to do these bigger budget films. We were trained to do the smaller budget and really work on every penny of that budget. And now being able to have these larger films like 6 Days, it's a massive, massive film. And to have a budget responsibility of that is huge, but we know that we can deliver it because we know we're putting something that God wants on screen.
Wow. I mean, how do you come back from a comment like that? Were you going to say something, Mike?
I don't particularly feel that we've had a lot of barriers placed on us. I mean, there's always barriers in the industry, things that are trying to hold you back. And I know with, perseverance and commitment and God's favor, we've been able to get past it. And I think we look at, I don't look at it just as a business. I think we both look at it as a ministry too. Whatever we're doing, it's still ministering to people. And, no matter where you are, whether we're on a big budget set or a small budget set or wherever we are doing things, there's always opportunities to help someone. There's always opportunities to grow with people. There's always opportunities to learn and to get better at your craft. So I think, we've used the opportunities that we've been given and the places we've been put on other films, for that. I don't think I've ever really had any bad experiences on set where it's been things where you're, where people are trying to put you down or keep you down. That there's challenges, just as the industry in itself is challenging these days, with shrinking budgets and, larger responsibilities and things like that. But I think it's always a good opportunity just to, being in a business just tests your faith. It really does. It just tests you at every level sometimes, from the have and the have not and everything in between. It's such a roller coaster ride. And I think, just our faith has helped enable us to get through the roller coaster a little bit better. I think it's been an easier transition, and now that we're transitioning into, now that God's opened up some doors for some bigger and better things, I think it's just, for us, just keep maintaining that sense of responsibility and sense of ministry that we have to be able to minister to people and just, be good stewards with what we got. And so, that's the exciting part for me, really.
Yeah. Wow. So now tell me, what do you have coming up? What projects do you have on the slate coming up that you want people to know about?
We've
6 days for sure.
Yeah, that's 6 days is our first one. We did through Daytime International, we signed a $100 million deal to do a 6-picture film slate over the next 5 years. And so the first film that we're doing is 6 days. The second film we're doing is a film called 7X, which is a psychological thriller that, it's based on Mike's book. Mike's book has been a number one bestseller internationally. And we decided that would be our second film. And that film, very, very scary. The book, if you can't read that book at night. People have been challenged to read it. Yeah, you'll just be scared.
Read it at night. You're supposed to read it at night. That's when I wrote it.
What makes it scary? Is it a spiritual book, or what is it about? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
The book basically the core question in the book is what creates the evil in us, within us. Is it spiritual? Is it psychological? Is it social? Is it medical? And it just gets to the core of evil. What's this core of evil? And the story follows an investigative reporter who voluntarily commits himself into an asylum to track a serial killer.
Oh, wow.
And so little does he realize that he's becoming part of the experiment.
Where's Jack Nicholson?
Exactly.
First person that came to my mind. Where's Jack?
Jack, yeah, this is a younger guy now. Jack would be great. But hey, Jack wants to do it, to put the word out. But yeah, this is like a lot of people call it like the Shutter Island meets The Exorcist. But what we're really excited on the film about is we are working on developing new technology for the film to really enhance the theatrical 3D experience. And people are watching 3D films, and to really bring it out to a sort of a fuller, more richer, organic experience. And so we're working on some new technology that we've developed for the film, and we'll be implementing in that film. So we're excited about that. You know, one of the things at DesertRock too that Tim and I have had the fortune of working on is Tim's done a lot of stuff in China and around the world working with new technologies, and I've also been, you know, having come from post-production backgrounds, we're very technically oriented too, as well as creatively. And so we're always wanting to push the buttons of what's next in the experience, in a media experience, to create, you know, well-rounded properties, intellectual properties that have multiple avenues for enjoying the experience. With 6 days, we're looking at creating some, you know, amusement park type rides and activities that really would bring you totally into it. With 7X, we have apps and gaming and, you know, horror, haunted house experiences and things like that we're going to incorporate into the IP. So we're always looking at really creative and ingenuity ways to use technology and develop new technology to enhance the story and tell new stories. That's kind of what our real passion is for both of us. So it's going to be fun to dig into that.
So you filled your $100 million slate. You have 6 films in the pipes. So when will these films be coming out?
Well, the first one, 6 days, is scheduled for November of 2017. And then it will just continue from there. We'll be putting out 7X the next summer. The next Halloween. That will be 2018. And so the rollout will be, you know, one a year for the next 5 years.
Oh, wow. You guys are going to be busy.
Well, yes, and that's just on our film side. Then we have the television side that we're doing a couple of TV series. One is a kids TV series called Spy Quest, and another one is a reality competition called Looking for Legends. So there's many opportunities for those, and then we're also creating things overseas, doing entertainment in the theme parks, and we're still designing theme park attractions and different things like that. So it's a busy plate, but we're excited, and we're excited that each project that we do, it just allows us to touch the lives of so many more people and to encourage them and to strengthen their abilities and grow them. And I think that's where our ministry is and our heart is to raise up people to do great things.
Well, I'm glad I know you. I can tell you that. You guys are doing
You're awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. So are you. I mean, this is amazing. This is wonderful what you guys are doing. And, you know, to be doing it on such a mass scale, and, you know, it's like two, I call you brothers, so I hope that's okay. 2 brothers. 2 brothers. You know what I'm saying? That are just, you know, blowing this pot wide open and having, you know, some great IP. I'm just glad I know you. And, you know, hey, use me if you need me. Let me know. I'm here. I just love what you're doing. I really believe in what you're doing. And I'm really glad that you guys took the time. You know, I'm inspired every time I talk to Tim, or, you know, just talking to you again, Mike, and hearing your voice again is wonderful. I'm just really glad that, you know, that you guys are, you know, here today interviewing with us, and I just can't wait to see what's coming up and what's going to happen with you guys, because I feel like, you know, you said you're creating a reality TV show saying, you know, creating legends. Well, hell, I'm talking to a couple of legends as far as I'm concerned. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a process.
Totally. So now how can people get in touch with you? Now, do you have an agent or do you have a social media page? How can people see
we have, Desert Rock. To keep up to date with what Desert Rock's doing, they can go to our Facebook page, which is Desert Rock Entertainment. They can check that out. They can go to our website, which is DesertRockEntertainment.com. If they want to keep up to date with our first film, 6 Days, they can go to 6daysonaraft.net, and that's either the word 6 or the number 6, either one.
Beautiful.
So 6daysonaraft.net, and that'll get you kind of all the updates and the progress of.
And 7X is www.7-x.com. That's the website for that project. And 7X is also available on Amazon. SEVEN and then a dash X, so 7X.
Wow.
And we challenge you to read it
art for that project.
Wow. I'm not. I'm on 7X's site. I'm seeing you on Variety. I mean, you guys are blowing it out. That's all I'm going to say. You guys are blowing it out. It's not even a game. You guys are doing it big, and I'm so proud of you. Not that you need me to be proud of you, but I am. And, again, I just wanted to, it's my pleasure. I just wanted to, really thank you guys for interviewing with us here at Huffington Post today. And, I'm really excited. I'm hyped up. I'm in interview mode. I just finished up commentating on TMZ, so I was just featured on TMZ talking about some other things. So I'm really, it's just wonderful to hear people doing wonderful things, and I just get excited. I'm just one of those people that I love to see other people doing great. There's no time to be angry about it. I'm like, dude, find your gift, find your passion, and go have at it. So they would say in the British voice, have at it. Do your thing.
Well,
so,
I think that's one of the things that I'd like to share with your listeners is that Mike and I, when we look at it going, we're really nobody special. What we are is we know that it's beyond us, that God's doing something. But what we encourage you is that anybody can be us. If you listen to what your heart is and what God's asking you to do, you can go out and do it. And don't be afraid just because maybe you don't have a degree or maybe you don't have what you think you need to succeed. That's just fear trying to stop you from achieving the reality and the goals that God wants for you. So just throw that away. Say, I'm going to take my dream and I'm going to make it happen. And just let God lead. And don't be afraid of the obstacles because you'll learn and you'll draw closer to success by getting through those obstacles and never giving up. Thomas Edison, what he said, he didn't fail 10,000 times on making a light bulb. He just figured out 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. And that's the thing you need to look at. It's like, don't look at it as failure. Look at it as opportunities to learn. And if you can do that, anybody can be successful. And we encourage everybody to just take those first steps and just take the journey, start the journey.
Yeah, you got to be bold and persistent. And persistence is definitely, you're going to get knocked down. This isn't like it happened, last week or something. It's been kind of a, just between Tim and I, it's been a 10-year process. And in our careers, it's 20-something plus that we've been going at it. We've done a lot of, laborious jobs on the way, and they're still doing them. There's still times now that we're still, as things are developing. I mean, it's a lot of, grunt work. You just got to, put the plow on your back and just keep moving through everything, through every obstacle. So, that's been a lesson for us too. It's just not giving up, having faith in God and being persistent. And, when you fail, it's just praying and going to Him and asking, getting direction.
And I think above all, I was going to say, I think above all is just to enjoy where you're at this moment. Don't be always pushing to say, oh, I have to be this kind of person, or I have to hit this goal and then I'll be happy. Take the time to enjoy the moments that you're at and enjoy where you're at, because there's joy, even in some of the pain, there's joy in that moment to understand that you're only going to be in this moment once, and then you move on. And to take the time to just enjoy where you're at and not trying to always be somewhere else or somebody else or trying to achieve something. Realize that you have value in the moment, that you are valuable, and that there's great opportunity in the moment that you're at. So just enjoy it.
Yeah, and kind of at the end of the day too.
Mhm.
I was going to say, at the end of the day, you're only as solid as the relationships you have.
Wow.
You know, whether it's a relationship with God or your relationship with others, that's it. You've got to have a cord of strong relationships with people. You know, and in this business, it's a relationship business too.
It is a relationship.
You know, really take care and look out for each other. You know, look out for everybody on your team. You know, and I think that's where some of the problems lie in the system now, is just, churning people out like, when you burn them and churn them kind of thing. And it's, what we don't want to do is burn them and churn them. We want to, throw them and show them. Kind of throw back love and let them show their talents off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's one to grow on. And again, I just want to thank you guys for interviewing with us today here at Huffington Post. And, we'll be posting the podcast by the end of the weekend, and we'll send you the links, and we'll be in touch. We want to just thank you again so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you. It was definitely our pleasure. It was a blessing. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys again, folks. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. Again, we're talking to Tim Lowry and Mike. And I want to make sure I'm saying your last name right.
It's Wech. It's just
okay, got it. Okay, good. Mike Welch. So, I just want to thank you guys again for interviewing with us today, and I can't wait to see your projects and what comes of them, and we'll be in touch soon.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have an awesome day, guys, and a great weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.